I'm immune to the pain, and I'm so used to the rain. Now I keep my head to the sky.
Welcome back. We're here with Let Us Talk About It. I have to my right Tiffany, and I also have to my left Isaac. Tiffany will introduce the topic.
Today's topic is how to understand men.
And what is it about men that you don't understand?
I don't understand why it seems like they're afraid of commitment. It seems like at a certain point they are the ones who actually get you to thinking that they want commitment, and then when you give in, and I'm not talking about like physically, but even just showing them enough attention, they end up wanting it, to step back or pulling back from it. Like it's just like they want the validation of knowing that the female wants it, but not actually wanting to go on to the committed part of the relationship. They just want to keep it at like a platonic friendship with benefits, some of them.
Right. And that's what I say to that is, a man likes to have his cake and eat it too. They play mind games. Men actually aren't grown up to that age that they're given by the year of birth. How old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
You're 23, so how old do you act?
I like to say 23.
Yeah.
I can't be sure until I get older and look back at it.
So is it difficult to understand you men? What is it, guys? With what she just said.
There's no way I can explain it, for every guy that's out there. But
what about yourself?
The way that I kind of see it is, I've done, most people have done, a little bit of running around, and I've done that. And I find, when I was younger, it was sort of like, oh, that's what I was doing, that's what all my boys was doing, and you get with a girl and you go home and you start bragging about it, and it becomes something more than just a relationship. But as you grow older, you realize that it's pretty empty, and you want to have someone that you can talk to.
What do you mean by coming over and hanging out?
Just,
you
gotta come over and hang out.
Because we're not going to come over and play Madden.
No, I mean, you want it to be more than just.
Well, I would too, but in their mind, their mental,
Right.
they're looking at something totally different as hanging out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I mean, some dudes will call up a girl and say, I want you to come over and hang out, just as in, like, let's have relations. But it sort of changes as you get older. When you're young, you just kind of run wild, and people at my age still do that. Because it's almost like a competition, not just with yourself, but between your friends, because you don't know what you're looking for, you're attracted to women, but you don't know exactly what you want in your life. And until you really start to figure that out, dudes are confusing when it comes to that. We just do, what we do, and how much thought we put to it, depends on the guy completely, but, we don't always use our minds first, which gets us into trouble here and there, so it's not really a great answer to the question, but.
I don't think so. It's what it is, but what was your
I was going to say the question that I have for you from a male's perspective is, if you guys know that you're not ready to settle down or that you're still in the dating category, why is it that, you approach the female, then you pursue her, you know what I'm saying, can I take you out, can we get up and go to the movies or whatever I have, then, it starts off like that, and then, it's like once you guys get behind closed doors, and nothing even has to go down behind closed doors, but it's like once you guys are in that safety zone, it's like, okay, well, this is where we're going to chill all the time, and then when you're asking, like, well, when are you going to take me out, or can we go out, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I'm not your boyfriend. And then it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to move, where I'm going. It's like, kind of like confused females.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess I could say, in any situation, not just, in a relationship or anything like that, it's kind of like you're trying to go out and just do what you want to do, you know what I mean? And whether you're concerned with what the other person wants, is not really your first focus. You know, now not to ever, you know, say just to put it all on, you know, a girl or something like that, but if you start out, you know, a friendship or whatever, and then it turns into a relationship, and there's already clear lines drawn, you know, then a dude will know what the deal is. It's like, you know, if the terms are set, like, you know, oh, you want to be in a relationship with me, and this is what a relationship entails, then, you know, a guy is going to know whether he wants to be a part of that or not. Whereas if he can take you out, you know, and get with you without there being any definition, then it's kind of like he can get away with it, you know, so why would he not do that? You know what I mean?
That look, I like being with you, you know, I appreciate the time that we spend together. However, I care about my future, so in a few months we're gonna see where we stand, and if we're interested in moving further, then we will do so. And if not, then that's just gonna end, you know, us going out on dates. I mean, it may not end our friendship, but you know, just that kind of is gonna have to put a barrier around it.
Right.
And then it seems like with men, it
They wanna
takes
leave them
that, exactly, it takes that saying, you know, for them to still try to see how far they can get. And then when the deadline comes and you actually get cut off, it takes you a whole year. You know, a year comes back around and you got that same dude, you know, you said that to, talking about, can we, you know, start it over and try again? Why does it take that long if, you know, you knew back then you wanted it, like?
Because they know what's good. And, you know, when it's good, they always come back.
Nah, I mean, well, you know, one way you can look at it is when you're in the heat of the moment or just in a simple relationship, you know, it all depends on how you guys, you know, act around each other. You know, coming from a dude side of thing, like there have been times where I've been in like, you know, just a completely sexual relationship with no strings attached to it. Where then you turn around and realize
That you want strings.
maybe that was someone that, you know, I could have been with, but because we were already doing it one way, you know, why would I step up and try to change it?
Right.
And then, you know, you come to find out you made a mistake. Now some dudes, you know, there are dudes out there that are just, you know, not good dudes. You know, in the story, there's some girls out there that are just not good. So you can't. There's no explanation for some people. But you know, there are times where, you know, I know boys who have, you know, been with a girl for a while, and they look back and they realize, wow, I definitely took her for granted when I should have been, you know, holding it down. And then, you know, we men, so we're not gonna sit around and cry about it. You know.
Oh, you guys cry.
No, in public, we're gonna sit around and, you know.
You guys have
To your boys.
They have you guys have another different way of showing your cry. You guys cry out in different ways. You may not cry it out like that, but you guys also don't like to show your emotion in front of your boys.
When I say cry, I've never, you know.
I'm not really saying like boo hoo.
Yeah, exactly. None of my boys have ever sat there and like really cried over a girl, but.
You sure?
Well, you can sit there and you can look at someone and you can tell that, oh, they were in a relationship that was pretty serious to them. And when they say like, oh, you know, damn, like, whatever had happened and it's over now, you can kind of see that there's more to that they're not going to express, but, you know, what can you say other than...
Let me ask you, what was your longest relationship and how did you keep it active? And I want to bring that same question to you too.
My longest relationship was like about a year, on and off a little bit, but, you know, it was mostly good.
But you're still young, so you're not really at that settling down stage. You still have a lot of exploring out in the ocean that you still need to get to. You know, you probably seen like maybe 30 fish in your life. You got a lot more, like another 30 million more to see.
No comment. But no, keeping a relationship, you know, it's all, you know, it kind of goes without saying that it's give and take. You know what I mean? Because what you're thinking about is a relationship where the guy just takes, you know, and no strings attached and just leaves it for, you know, the relationship that I was in for as long as it lasted. You know, there's always compromise and sort of like you can't just hang out and do the same thing all the time.
Right. You have to switch it up.
Yeah, and it has to be more than just, you know, about the sex or about just having fun all the time. There has to be something deeper in order for a relationship to last for a while. Otherwise, it's not even really a relationship to begin with.
Right.
You know, because people have flings that go on for a long time, but in the end, does that really mean anything?
It's not, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
So when I bring it to you, who was your longest relationship? And how did you keep it active?
Like you said, we're young, so
How old are you?
I'm 24. I'll be
Oh, okay.
25 this year. But the most serious and the longest relationship I've been in was about 4.5 years.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, the way it lasted was just like, it was kind of just more like friends, you know what I'm saying? But there was just like, we did everything together.
Right.
He wasn't ashamed for me to, you know, be around his boys, or,
Right.
you know, for me to tag along at his basketball games or whatever the case have you. But I know a lot of that comes from my background and where I've come from. You know, I'm the only girl out of 7 of my grandmother's grandchildren. So
Okay.
I've grown up with boys. I'm
Boys,
athletic, you know. So when he's like, "Oh, babe, I want to go to the park and play basketball," I'm like, "Well,
one-on-one.
you know what?
You
Get
know?
up, you know." So you know, that's just
Put
how
your game
it was.
shoes on.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we've lived in North Carolina for a month and a half together.
Oh,
And,
okay.
we was fairly young, and I ended up.
So how did that month and a half go?
That was a lot different than the whole dating in separate homes and, you know, calling each other saying good night, I love you, good night. Then it's when I got to see like his true colors as far as who he was as a person. And I mean, I can't say that that's for all men, like you said, to each his own when it comes to men, but I didn't like the fact that, you know, he was wanting me to be okay with him talking on the phone with this, that, and the other female, you know, in my presence. And on his behalf, it was, you can't have any males in your phone at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even like I was tripping about having phones, because at the end of the day, we're human beings.
Right.
And I'm understanding, like, I'm not expecting, I'm going to be questionable if my man's only talking to men on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was really unfair, you know. He had a problem with like the clothes that I wore. He didn't like other men looking at me. And I feel like if you're with a female from another, you know, relationship, that you did a damn good job if you got the next man looking at
That's
you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we ended up going downhill, like, because as I started to mature as a woman and shaping out and stuff, he was just kind of like, not understanding how to, I don't know what it was.
How to grow.
How to grow with me, you know what I'm saying? It was more so, you just want attention and just kind of flipping the script on me. And it's like,
Right.
where's this coming from? At the end of the day, I'm with you every day. I go to bed with you every night. You know what I'm saying? So what can I really be doing? So, you know.
So would you say that all men think with their second brain?
I won't say that they think with their second brain, but I think they like to feel in their second brain better than their first brain. I don't think they think with it, but it leads them in a lot of places that they don't, you know, want to get into. But
it gives them that character?
it's kind of like human nature for guys. It's you know, like you could just be sitting on a couch with somebody, next thing you know, you look over and it's freaking Johnson's like over. I'm like what the heck did you do? You know?
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's human nature for you know, men to be attracted to women unless, you know, they're not attracted to women.
It's definitely human nature.
We don't all, you know, think with our downstairs, you know what I mean? It's
Y'all don't think with him first?
No, not always. You know, usually I honestly think it does take a little bit to turn off, you know, your mind and just, you know, let yourself run wild without really thinking about the consequence. Because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you running around the world, you know.
Thinking with your little man.
Thinking with your little man.
I'm glad
you
you
know
know that, Mr. 23.
So is it turn it down when it's coming to you? Because
No,
I feel like
no,
that's
it's
where y'all
not.
struggle.
It's not easier to turn it down because, you know, naturally we're attracted to women. You know, naturally I'm attracted to women. If I see a girl that I'm attracted to, I'm probably gonna go over and say something. You know, am I gonna think about, you know, who she really is right when I first meet her?
No.
You know, it's kind of like how they say, you know, some people say love at first sight isn't really love at first sight. It's love at first lust.
Right.
You know, you see a girl, you like her, and that's how, you know, relationships really start. You know, to be honest, you don't see a girl or see a guy and think, wow, he must be extremely educated. You know, you
Right,
look
right.
at them first and you see what they look like, and then from there, that's how most relationships do end up starting.
Right.